What's up, guys? My name's Justin, and thank you for tuning in to the Thriving Coach Podcast.
And I'm Zayne. What we try to do here is help navigate men through their relationships as they go through their work-life balance with not only their spouse, but also their kids. Seeing it from two different point of views. Justin with the 3 kids, and me starting fresh, just now about to get married.
Just like Zayne said, we're here for you, and we hope you enjoy this episode. What's going on? Today we are going to talk about how comparison is a thief of all joy. So thank you for tuning in to the Thrive Coaching Podcast. We were out a little bit. We had some things come up in life. I had surgery.
This been working a lot
last week. Zayne was working a lot last week, but we are ready, energized, and excited about today's podcast.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Before we kind of get in there, go ahead and show them your gnarly.
I don't know if the camera can see it.
So
I had elbow surgery.
That's what happens when you back talk your wife.
Yeah, I married a Latin, so a Latina. No, for real. So I had elbow surgery. They had to move my nerves around in there, and it ended up being more severe after they cut me open. I think that's how it always is.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6 weeks recovery. So y'all will be seeing lots of content because I'm gonna be bored to death when I'm home.
Yeah.
Can't race for 6 weeks. Bought a golf cart, so I'm gonna be cruising around, and I'll probably do like a golf cart convo of the day. Just talk to the camera.
Do a nice little. We have that speaker
segment
on the golf cart as well, don't you?
Yeah. I can have some background music going, talking to the fans. So yeah.
So I went to the Mavs game. Friday.
Last night.
Yeah, last night, Friday. Drank a little too much. I'm on the struggle bus today. I mean, I've been here for a little while. You can kind of tell I'm on the struggle bus. Great game though.
Yeah, Mavs won 11 points.
By 11 points, they're up 2-1 in the series.
We'll see if it's our year. We need another European to take us to the championship. So that's what it takes. But yeah, today. So Zayne actually texted me this last week, and I thought it was a great concept of just how comparison is the thief of all joy. And I think it was President Teddy Roosevelt used it a lot and talked about it a lot while he was president of the United States.
Yeah,
so,
I feel like a lot of times you can, that saying. Everyone knows, don't compare, focus on yourself. But I know I've caught myself doing it at times, and I know other people do it at times as well when they're in their lives. When I always talk to Kaylee about don't feel sorry for yourself. I can't feel sorry for myself. Any position that I'm at, let's take it head on. And so I'll let you go ahead and start up with what you have to say about it on your first point.
Mm-hmm. So my first point is, I guess if you're watching this, I know everyone's immediate question is, how do you not do that with social media? I mean, for example, us. We're promoting ourselves. We are talking about our lives. We are sharing things that we've experienced or events in our life where we've been successful or had small victories, small wins. And when you're constantly seeing that on social media, it is really hard not to. I catch myself even on social media, like seeing somebody's life and be like, man, I wish I could be them. And I always have to reel myself back in. I'm like, well, one, just because they look successful on social media, are they actually? A lot of credit debt people out there.
Yeah.
Credit Corvettes and Lambos and everything's just on credit cards. And 2, how's their marriage? How's their work life? How's their family? How's every other aspect of their life other than their business is popping? They're buying Lambos, flying to Miami. But how's their inner person? So you always have to ask yourself that when you do start comparing to people, is just because they have money on one end, are they truly happy, or is their family thriving? Is it moving in all directions? So, but that'd be the first topic is social media, how not to compare yourself. So, I have a few tips, but I'll let you kind of dive in on that.
No, so when it comes into social media, you're 100% right. I mean, you see, for me, you see where I'm at in my age. There's people that are younger than me, same age as me, and maybe they're in a whole different space than I'm in. And me and Kaylee always catch ourselves going back and forth with each other, and we're like, hey, what if we were able to get this house, or what if we were able to do that? or man, how lucky are they that they were able to do that. And I feel like a lot of it, and it kind of goes back to in tune with it. You, I try to find peace in everything that I do. Where I stand at in my life to be able to not compare. You want to keep a tunnel when you're focusing on yourself, on your relationship with Kaylee, because I'll be quite honest with you right now. Looking at from what other couples that we see, we don't see everything that's from behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Me and Kaylee, for one case, we could look super happy in front of people, just have a fake smile, put on my fake face.
Kaylee doesn't hide hers well.
No, no,
I
she
can tell when
doesn't.
she's upset.
Yeah, no, not a lot of people know that the struggles that they go through,
Yeah.
that people go through when all you see is social media.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, and it's hard to not compare yourself when it's constantly being thrown in your face. As we were growing up, the only time we saw that is in TV shows or movies, and or especially me. I don't know. I mean, you're a little younger than me, so you probably had social media way earlier. But the only thing I knew what to compare it to was what I saw on TV and movies, and all that did was create goals and dreams. Because yeah, it's
Yeah,
not real, but it shows you the life you want or the
yeah,
life you see.
no, absolutely.
But yeah, it's funny because I mean, at the end of the day, comparing yourself, all it's gonna do is create a delay. It's gonna delay everything you do because you're not focused on yourself, focused on your goals, focused on your vision. And the more you compare yourself, look at other people, it's just gonna delay your time and your outcome. I mean, I find myself almost daily trying not to compare myself to people who I not work with, but yeah, I guess work with, and being that I'm super young in the field I'm in, and comparing myself to them, I always have to catch myself and say like, I'm just, I'm only 5 years from being in that same like where they are,
Yeah,
and the way I kind of defeat that mindset is looking back. I try to think of all like my wins and my accomplishments. I don't like. I'm not a very boastful person or like flaunty. And that that does hurt me a lot on social media because people want to see success. I'm just not that guy. But it helps me a lot if I go back and analyze like my small victories to where like, hey, he might be here, but this is where I was, and this is where we are.
yeah, it's all about your own individual journey.
Yeah.
Your journey that you've had and taken through life is completely different from what I've taken on.
Mm-hmm.
For even with our spouses, with what Kaylee, what she's taken on in her journey, and Cambria, what she took on in her journey, uh, it's you need to try. When you can run, I may have to walk,
Yeah.
but when I can run, you may have to walk.
Yeah, and that's what's cool about life is everybody's in their own season, their own journey, and no matter what their goal is, the only person who's gonna get you there is yourself. Yeah, you might know people, connections, where you want to be. Obviously, who you know is how far you go. But what's cool about is no matter what your goal is, if you're not set, laser focused, tunnel vision, not worrying about others, you're not gonna make it. I don't care who you are. So that's what's cool. Like no matter what season, whatever, how what part of chapter of life you're in, it's all the same. How to get the results always the same.
Yeah,
Always doesn't matter what it is.
absolutely. And I think one of the biggest things when we do is when we try to compare ourselves with other people, we try to act like those people
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times. And you really need to make sure to be authentic. And because even if I take over the world and I'm not myself, I'm a liar, I'm a thief, I kill, I steal, I'm not going to be happy within.
Yeah.
So you have to make sure to be authentic and be true to yourself when you reach those goals or when you're trying to pursue certain things. So you can have yourself be more satisfied with the stuff that you have accomplished.
Yeah.
And you know that you stayed true to who you are.
Yeah. No, I actually have a really good example of this. Now that we started talking about it, it kind of sparked a thought. So my senior year of college, the whole game of baseball changed. And it was all about power hitters, power hitters. We want to see power. That's how you get drafted. Blah blah blah. And I actually I rebuilt my whole mindset at the plate, my approach, my swing, everything. And my senior season, my first game, I had 3 strikeouts. Started off the season like 1 for 15. And I finally just went back to my apartment one night and I was like, what am I doing? And it just, I was praying, talking to the Lord, and just also talking to some teammates of mine. And they were all like, you just changed everything that was good about you, you changed. And I never thought about it. I was just chasing what other people were doing. I was never a home run hitter, never. So I'm not going to just randomly become one at 24, 23 years old.
Yeah.
And as soon as I went back to how I did things and became the player that got me there. So for one, you always have to go back and be like, how did I get here? You don't always have to recreate everything. And the day you start comparing yourself to others, you start getting away from who you are. And that's the first moment I thought of it because I was struggling. And I finally went back to just hitting the gaps, spreading the ball around. I ended up hitting like above 350 my senior year. Like, if I would just stayed on that track, like, no, I'm a home run hitter. I'm gonna make myself a home run hitter. I probably would have hit sub 200.
Yeah.
But I went back to what got me there and didn't compare myself to the other guys.
What are things that you're gonna try to do for your kids to help them to not want to compare themselves to the other kids? Because that's a big thing growing up.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who's got the brand new phone in school.
Yeah.
Who's got the brand new headphones.
Mm-hmm.
How are you in Cambria gonna?
So right now, actually, I deal with that a lot with Cambria, or not Cambria, Kinsey. And I never want her to be a materialistic person. I didn't grow up being one. Yes, I like nice things. Yes, I like I intentionally spend money. I don't just go blow it. But I never want her. One, I tell her anytime you get something new, whether it's someone you're super, unless it's like family or someone you're close to that knows your true heart, don't show them it. Don't brag about it. Don't be like, this is what I got this weekend for Christmas. Or um, I think unless someone really knows your heart and knows you're not egotistic or ignorant, then you can share things like what I bought Cambria for Mother's Day. I shared with y'all.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just share that with everybody because it just comes off as gloating and boasting. So, uh, one thing I would say with Kinsey is that's the main thing is keep what's keep what happens in the house stays in the house. Basically, like, hey, if I buy you something nice, or we go on a nice trip, or your Uncle Gus buys you something, or Pops takes you somewhere, gets you something nice, just keep it within these walls.
Yeah.
And at that age, you really don't have anybody who knows your true heart, or you don't know how many people you're influencing by acting that way. How many people can't have what you have?
Yeah.
And they're going home comparing themselves to you. So like you never know, like everything has a deeper meaning. So I tell her all the time, like I get you're just talking about it, but if someone doesn't know your true heart or who you are, it comes off as bragging. And I think that's where just a lot of maturity comes in growing up. It definitely helped me seeing both ends of the spectrum, having no money, having money. So I got to see both sides. I didn't experience as much as my older siblings. I was young, and I remember what it was like not to have money. So it helps me not. It helps me to put myself in other people's shoes. So, but yeah, I would say that's the number one thing. It's just it's okay to enjoy things in life. It's okay to have nice things, but don't like I don't. It's hard and morally. It's really hard for me to post stuff on Facebook and Instagram, like a lot of these guys do. Because I would post it just because I know people want to see that what we talk about, coach and stuff, is like I actually does work. But I never want it to come off as like he's just sharing his new shiny toy.
Yeah.
So it's hard, but
No, I think that's one of the biggest things that we kind of look to where I've had some conversations with one of my buddies, and me and him and have a very good relationship to where we know the other person's heart.
yeah,
When he tells me, "Hey, bro, I just got this," it's not it's not about being like jealous.
yeah,
It's about being excited for the other person around you and making sure that you find those people.
mm-hmm.
I mean, I know I can come to you if I get something cool,
Yeah,
I can come to you. You're going to be genuinely happy for me. You do this, I'm going to be genuinely happy for you.
yeah,
Um, And so making sure to find those people, so you don't have, because you'll have more people that you think are in your corner that are just waiting for you to fall and are using you for
Yeah.
uh, the money, the toys that you have. Um, and so you need to really be true to who you are.
Hmm.
I was watching this. I was reading this Reddit post the other day, and it was talking about how a wife and husband were in love, they were married, and then like a switch just flipped on the husband, and she realized that, hey, he's not with me anymore. He's not telling me good night, I love you, good night,
Yeah.
not kissing me in the morning, stop making dinner for me.
Making love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stop making dinner for me. And she realized he was probably cheating. Well, a couple weeks come find out he was cheating. He was a lawyer, and she was with him from the very beginning, throughout college,
Yeah.
coming up. And during the divorce papers, when everything was being signed, everything was being signed. She found out that they were going to get. He was going to propose to the girl that she cheated on her with. And one of the things that she said, this is something that I said to him, and when we were in court, making sure all of the assets get separated right.
Yeah.
She told him, she said, I just want you to know you lost the only woman that you can truly know loved you without having
Yeah.
all this material things.
I get that. That's awesome. That's a great story.
Yeah.
Who was it? You know?
No, it's just a Reddit story.
Yeah.
I
That's
get on
cool.
Reddit and read every now and then.
Yeah, I get on Reddit a lot for. I guess I signed up for a bunch of stuff back in the day, so I get like random stuff, sports stuff, YouTube stuff. But that's a great story. And I agree with that. Is I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, honestly, LeBron James' wife.
Yeah. And
Like, no
so
one, like, as much as I don't like LeBron James, you can't say that they're not truly in love, because they were dating, what, 17, 16 years
she
old?
knew he was going to leave. She knew, come on.
But no, I agree with that. And I mean, kind of just to piggyback on what you said, I feel like I personally enjoy it. Brings me a lot of peace that I'm able to talk to you about things that I wouldn't talk to most people about, like what we talked about before the show. Like, there's no way I'd be able to share that with people,
Yeah.
because they would just, for one, take it a totally different way, or be like, "Oh, you don't need all that. You have enough," or you're taking advantage of the situation. So it is nice. Like, I have people I've known my whole life that I wouldn't share that information with. So it is nice to have people in your corner that you can have those intimate conversations with about finances or victories that you can't just go tell people. So I agree. You always need to have somebody in your corner who you could celebrate the personal victories with.
And I think it's at a point to where I think you would know. Um, I didn't grow up with a whole bunch of money growing up. There's, I always tell this to Kaylee when we're sitting in the car. Uh, do I have what you have? No. I know that. You know that. It's very unreal. I know. So a lot of things that you take me to, it's like, hey, that's awesome. Kaylee's excited for it. And so I always tell her, I said, I never want Cambria or Justin to ever feel like you're being used. Can I afford some of the stuff that you've taken me to? No, I can't. But to me, it's always about like the little things. Like, I don't go into the gas station. I'm like, hey, do you want anything? Yeah, sure. Okay, well, and then I just pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, dude, don't worry about it. I got it. If you ask me to do it, yeah, go ahead. Whatever. I don't worry about it. I don't ever want the relationship and to be compromised to feel like transactions.
Mm-hmm.
In our relationship, and we're kind of getting off topic, to be honest with you, about our
No,
about what we were
we're
talking about. But
comparing. It's comparing yourselves to other people. You could easily get not judgmental, but
jealous.
jealous, or it could create strife in your marriage. Right? Like, what if Kay was like, "I want that life,"
Yeah.
which obviously I think one day you're gonna do it. Like, I'm not worried about that. You're not that much further from me. So I mean, I'm not dumb. A lot of my stuff I get to do comes from my family. So that's a blessing. But
But yeah, so it's making sure that I know, hey, the joy that I'm able to get spending time with you guys doing stuff, that's where the joy
Mm-hmm.
comes. And I'm not sitting here comparing, oh, he's doing that, he's doing this. I can't believe what you showed me. He bought there's none of
Yeah.
that's being done.
Comparing
And
yourself to other people is always going to cause strife in your relationship, no matter what.
yeah.
And I personally, it means a lot that you said that because I've been used multiple times. Do I get offended by it? No. We have a word that I preach in this household. Cambria is finally catching on. It's been 5 years strong, but is unoffendable. I want to always be unoffendable. Can't hurt my feelings. I don't care if you screw me over. I don't care what it is. My goal is to never be offended. But I've had people in college, teammates, where I take them to do stuff, invite them to do things, and as soon as I transfer, they just ghost to me, never talk to me again. Or if I text them one thing for a favor, it's just like crickets.
Yeah.
So I realized real fast on who was my real friends or not. But at the end of the day, uh, I find joy in creating moments with people. Like I could care less what it is. Like whenever Cambria knows this, whenever we do something, yes, I love doing things with me and just Cam. Like I take those moments in, but I love being able to invite the people I love to create memories with. It's like my ultimate goal in life is like just I want to be able to just take all my friends on vacation.
Yeah.
So, but,
I don't know. And a lot of people need to go into when you start comparing yourself to other people, you really stunt your personal growth that you can have.
yeah.
Um, because when you're so worried about someone else, you're walking
Mm-hmm.
when you could be running and say, okay, it's okay to say, hey, I want that,
Yeah.
but just feel like
How am I gonna get it?
yeah, I always then I told you this earlier. I said it earlier. I always say, okay, don't feel sorry for yourself. Quit feeling sorry for yourself. When I get down on myself, she just gave me an ugly look because she knows she
Yeah.
hears it all the
I
time.
say the same thing to Cambria.
Don't feel sorry for yourself. Uh, and when I get down on myself, I constantly have to tell me that. Tell that to myself.
Yeah.
Could that be harsh to some people to look at themselves and say, "Hey, quit feeling sorry for yourself. Let's just get up and go do it." Um, but the more you do it, the less thoughts you actually see or
Yeah.
feel. What I've experienced when I say that, I don't have those thoughts near as often because it's not even a, oh man, it's just like, okay, move on,
Yeah.
on to the
No,
next.
no, I agree. Anytime you compare yourself to somebody, you're gonna lose traction. You're gonna lose momentum. You're not gonna move as fast. And I mean, an obvious thing coming from racing, my dad constantly, and my dad and Frank, my coach, constantly is telling me because you can tell when I start falling back, I start watching the other drivers ahead of me and running their line or running their race, and every time it shoots me in the foot.
Yeah,
Instead of just, you're always supposed to just race the track, race yourself, don't race the other people. And anytime I catch myself racing them, I get slower because you're worried about them more. You're worried about your own car.
yeah.
Or, oh, he's up there, I need to go up there. Oh, that's Frank Flood, I need to follow him. But what works for them might not work for you.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing in life. But yeah, you constantly, and that, I mean, that's a really good point. It's what works for them and what got them to where they are might not work for you. So there's no reason to compare yourself. Just because I gave you this mastermind top 10 tricks on how to get rich, some Joe Smo on Instagram, it probably won't work for you because he probably had some random charismatic personality that everybody just loved. Like,
Everyone
not
has
everyone on Instagram knows what they're talking
everyone has their own lessons in life that they have to learn.
about.
And so if you just really make sure to focus on yourself like I try to do every day and Justin does every day is his life, you just grow. What did you grow on that one day? It was one small thing that you grew on
Yeah,
that one day.
yeah. And
Today, I didn't grow on anything.
and
I
it's
was hungover.
and it is good to compare yourself to people, but in the right way. Like if you see somebody who they live this lifestyle that you're just completely. I honestly get more jealous of people who are living this life where it's like, man, they just have so much peace. Like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? It's never like materialistic things. It's just like you can just tell like they're just winning. Like, what did they do?
Yeah.
I want that. They live life on like just self-discipline, everything about them. That's where I get jealous of them. So, but it's okay to compare yourself to people as long as you know why you're comparing and you're not just constantly putting these thoughts in your head like, why?
I think you said that wrong because I don't agree with that. I think it's okay to want what the other people have, but know the steps on what you want to
Yeah.
do to get to
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Yes, that's how I would put it.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Like, for example, Hunter, your friend, I'm extremely jealous that he's been sober for, what, 6 months now?
I don't know.
Since Super Bowl.
6 months, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's awesome, impressive. Like, the self-discipline that takes is insane.
Yeah.
So, stuff like that where I'm like, yeah, that's a good comparison. So, like, and I think as long as you keep yourself on your same goal, same vision, and use other people to kind of direct you towards that vision, that's the best way to do it.
Absolutely. So the three really points are to make sure to yeah. No.
Hey, whose podcast is this?
You have your time
Yeah.
to shine here in a second.
3 main points. Social media, it might be flashy, but it's not always who you want to be or what you want to be doing. So just live your life, keep doing what you're doing, and whatever your goals are, find out what needs to be done, and just keep moving forward. Put the blinders on in life.
And then make sure to also, the second point was to be authentic.
Yeah.
Make sure that you stay true to yourself and whatever you're going to do. You're not going to be able to be someone else for forever.
Yeah. Be yourself. Be true. Stay true to yourself. Be who got you there. Be who got you that wife. Be who got you those kids. Be who got you that job. Be your natural self and build on your natural self every day.
Yeah. And then the last one is just personal growth. What can you do one day to grow into that? And this is something that I'm not even going to say I'm 100% of an expert in, but it's things that I've experienced so far in life, and I'm still growing on every day.
Yeah, I script every day.
So,
No
yeah,
doubt.
you do.
No doubt.
Yeah, we could tell your wife beats you up.
Yeah. So. But for real, like always, we thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And Thrive Coaching Podcast truly does appreciate you. Go check out, if you're a dad, go to dadgang.com and check out my Instagram for a code to get you 10% off. It's honestly the most comfortable hat I've ever had. I'm not even joking. And I'm actually trying to get Thrive Coaching Podcast hats, and there's no freaking brand in here.
Hey, I think I may need one of those.
So it's really comfortable. I hope not.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking. Kaylee's giving me that look.
Yeah. But yeah, that's it for today. Is don't compare yourself to others. Live life like you want to live it. Have peace, joy, and abundance, and always be thriving.
Peace.